Goichi, happy Thursday. How are you?
Thank you. I'm good. How about you?
Yeah, can't complain, man. It's almost the weekend, so it's always fun and exciting, right?
Yeah. Nice. Sounds good.
Absolutely, absolutely. Well, thanks for joining me here, man. Got to congratulate you on the big win you just had. Awesome stuff. I got to know, do anything special to celebrate? It was a big one for you.
Yeah, yeah, you know, that's amazing, amazing feeling. I think this is the biggest fight of my career, biggest winning of my career. So yeah, you got to celebrate, but we got to stay with your feet in the ground, stay humble and focused because this is not or this is not the end. This is just the beginning. So we got to be focused and, of course, celebrate, but still focused and still recovering from the last camp and keep moving forward.
Yeah, absolutely, man. It's like with that in mind, how quickly do you get back to training? Have you already started like just going a little bit light now or still kind of relaxing and recovering like you said?
Yeah, I started Monday.
Okay.
Yeah, but it's not nothing crazy. I used to be like this, and in 4 years ago, it was like I just had a fight and I wanted to go hard in the week after the fight. This is not. It was good for that time, built some work ethic, some But this is not smart. You got to in the sport you got to play smart. You got to give your body, but not just the body. The most important is you got to give to your mind some time to rest. This is really important. I would say this is a pure science. You got to put the science in your side and play smart. Give your body and your mind some time to recovery, and then come back stronger.
Yeah, and I mean, it's just kind of a part of the whole experience of things, right? You've had so many fights now and still young, man. You're not even 30 yet, but like it's just kind of figuring it all out as you go along, right? Getting the fights in and figuring out what works best, I imagine.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. I'm young, but we have to. This is not a reason that I will. I got to take care of my body, even if I'm young. If I could train, if I was a coach, I would say the same thing for the teenager, for the kids. Just you got to become more playful, more funny. The training camp is not always a war. You got to have some fun, just to learn and to create a passion for the sport.
Yeah, don't want to be stressed out all the time. It is important to have fun with things, right?
Exactly. We see all the great champions. They all have fun. It's a good role model. This is not most of the people that came up short, they kind of stress themselves too much, and that's not right. You got to find a balance. Of course, you cannot be a lazy, but you can't just stress you the most. It's just like I like that analogy of making money. It's the same thing. Making money. If you just work hard making money, you're not gonna get rich.
Mm.
You got to find the balance. The worst way to get money is work a lot. You got to find the balance.
Yes, very well said. So it's definitely something you can apply in multiple ways. So got that going
Yeah.
on, man. But I mean, just as for that win over Neiman, like obviously fantastic stuff, man. And I think it's funny, like a lot of times we've seen in MMA history, like when two really good grapplers go against each other, sometimes it turns into that striking match, which it kind of did with you guys. So like, were you surprised by that? Did he do anything that you didn't expect? Like just in terms of how it played out, was that exactly how you thought, or did he surprise you?
Yeah. I I I I speak that some the last week. I'm 100% honest with that. Have no I'm that kind of fight that have no strategy. I can't plan it, because I think this is not right because you don't know what your opponent has been training. You don't know his strategy. You got to adapt for the fighter and be ready for all kind of situation. But I thought that we would exchange a little bit of grappling, and like we did, but just a little bit. I had two great takedowns. I passed his guard, but I couldn't develop too much because I realized that he was too comfortable in the ground and he was not comfortable on the feet. So, like I'm always saying, play smart. You got to play in your opponent's weakness. You don't play in his strength. You got to be smart. If the guy is good in boxing, I cannot let my ego make mistakes. I cannot let my ego make me not being a smart fighter. You got to, even though I know I'm good in boxing, I will not exchange boxing. I will kick him. I will take it to the ground, and that's what I did with Nima. I know he's very comfortable on the ground. He's very good on the ground. So am I. I know I'm good on the ground, but the easiest way to make that winning is put in the feet and knock him out, and that's what I did.
Yeah, definitely a very smart approach, and it worked out, man. And I can only imagine
Yeah.
like how nice that felt for you to show off, your striking improvements, right? Because you are such a good grappler, and everyone thinks of, oh, Goiti can just, submit people. That's all he can do. But then you go and show, I'm going out and finishing this guy the first time he's ever been finished. So like how great was that for you to get to show off? Not just the striking, but that you can fight that smart and adapt wherever the fight goes.
Oh, that's awesome. I'm always thought that this power, that my striking game would come with the time. My focus in the beginning of my career, it's always good grappling because learned grappling is a little bit more complex
Right.
than striking. There's too many things that you got to learn. It's like I said, a little bit harder. And in the striking defensive skills, I developed a good defensive skills. I see a lot of people, they don't care much about defensive skills, but this is for me, this is the most important thing when we talk about striking. So my focus when I was a kid, a teenager, was always even because I'm always trained with the old guys, with the taller guys, strongest guys. So you got to kind of develop some good defensive skills. And I'm always knew that the power punch, the power kick will come with your age, with the maturity. So yeah, that's really nice to start to see my striking showing up. And I think will be more often now.
Yeah, definitely very scary for the opponents, man. They're gonna have to worry about everything coming at them. But
Yeah.
it's interesting, Goichi. Like, I know this was your second fight at welterweight, right? You made the debut in the one before this and got the win there. And I'm sure you probably were asked about it, but I missed maybe the answer. I was curious, why you moved up to welterweight because you've been doing fine at lightweight and still been good your whole career. But what was the decision to move up in weight about?
Yeah, actually, it was not the last word. It was not mine. It was not my decision. It was the California Commission decision.
Okay.
Because in my last fight as a lightweight against Chris Gonzalez, they said you recovered too much weight, so you're not allowed to compete in this weight class anymore. We tried to talk with Mike, with his Scott Coker, but they said it's not up to us. You have to move up. This is the commission, they have this power to say you're not going to compete in this weight class anymore, and that's what we did. I was a little bit upset because I was good in the rankings, and but it's good because I'm good in the rankings again.
Yeah.
I just knew that I'm number 6. Considering this is my second welterweight fight, you got to be happy, and hoping that in the next fight will be a title fight contender, and then next the title shot. So keep focusing in my goals. That's what I'm gonna do now, and keep learning, keep improving. In Like I said, I'm very happy in my position. The rank is that's my goal, is being the welterweight champion. I'm very happy.
Yeah, I can understand kind of the fear there of like having to maybe start over with the rankings and have to work your way up, take a while. But yeah, nice and in a good spot again. But so, I mean, how much weight do you have to cut to welterweight? I imagine it can't be that much then.
Still a lot of weight to cut.
Okay.
People don't know. Yeah, because I used to walk around 85, 86 kilos
Okay.
to drop to 70 kilos. But now I'm 92, 93 kilos to drop to 77 kilos.
Okay.
Sorry, I don't know exactly pounds, but yeah, it makes sense, right?
Right. Yeah, I
It's
understand.
like 36, 16, 15 kilos. It's like almost 40 pounds to cut.
Right.
But the difference is quality muscles, more water in your body, a little, of course, a little bit more of fat cut. This is important to perform. People think that you should be like very skinny, no fat in your body. This is not precise at all. You should have some fat in your body. It will help your brain, but to help your body to perform a little bit better. So that's why I feel very strong. In my last couple of fights as a welterweight, I felt myself even in the grappling felt too much stronger than my opponent. So it all used to happen in lightweight. Lightweight, I was like, I don't know what's happening, but it's not like the training session. The training session, I felt much more stronger than my partners, and I come here and I don't feel that. So I think we fixed that. The problem was the dropping too much weight and the wrong weight class. This is in the end was the right decision. I feel so much better in this weight class.
Yeah, well, that's awesome to hear, man. And I can imagine, the less weight to worry about, the better. And, you just mentioned, you said the balance right there, and we already talked about that. You got to balance everything, including the weight. So sounds like, a good spot to be
Exactly.
in.
Yeah, we see a lot of people when they want to make some change in their career, they drop the weight. They don't move up. And this is kind of a myth, a dogma. This is not right. You should moving up. If you want to make some change, just go up. Don't move down. This is not the right decision.
Yes, of course. Got to put the health first always, man. And, you mentioned the title, which is something, of course, you want to get to. And, obviously right up there now. And we got to kind of wait and see what happens with the interim title. And, those guys fight out first. But are you thinking that it'll probably be one more that you'll have to fight and then title shot? Or what are you kind of imagining how much more to work your way up there and how soon like you want it?
I think not just my opponent, but the way I finish him put me on credit with the division. It put me in a good position in the rankings, but not just the rankings, but to make that my next fight probably will be against a top five. Maybe I was thinking about Jason Jackson or even Neiman, and then I'll be fighting. We don't know the situation of the real champion, not the interim champion, Logan Storley, but we don't know about him when he's going to come back to the training session. We know the sad situation in his country. So yeah, let's see what happens. But I hope to fight one more fight and then fight for the title. That's my wish.
Yeah, that would be perfect, man. And I think I heard
Yeah.
somewhere that Amosov, I think he's gonna be ready to come back soon, which would be great. And obviously, tough stuff going on with him, of course. But you mentioned Storley too, like. So I'm sure you'll be watching that one when it does happen. But who you think's gonna win it though, Goichi? Who are you expecting to come out as the real champ there?
I think the Amosov will beat him again. Logan is doing good, but he beat him one time, and I don't like to make predictions. My predictions are terrible, especially for the other person. But I will bet in the Amosov.
Yeah, I mean he's doing quite good. He hasn't lost yet, right? So we'll see if you can be the first guy to do that. Then eventually, man, would be very cool. Of course, a big accomplishment to have.
Hopefully.
Yes, yes, but
Yeah.
with the time that we'll have to wait until then, and potentially another fight, like you said. I'm curious though, Goichi, would you be open to like fighting over in RIZIN in the meantime? Because I know you're already a part of the Bellator RIZIN show when you beat Darren Cruikshank over in Japan, but would you be open to like fighting in the ring if that was a possibility over back in Japan?
100%. I think I'm always going to ask for an opportunity when when I have this opportunity to fight in Japan. Most of my family, they are out there. I love the Japanese fans. I love that country. It's my country. My heart lives in Japan still. I feel I'm home when I'm in Japan. So yeah, but especially because of the fans, I love the Japanese fans. So I can't wait to come back to Bellator or even RIZIN. I mean, I will always ask for this opportunity. I can't wait to come back.
Yeah, that would be awesome to see, man. And I mean, just what was that first fight experience like for you in Japan? Fighting Cruikshank. Like, was that like a big moment for you getting to be a part of that? Just like, how do you look back on that fight?
Big moment. It was like a dream come true. It was like one of the best moments of my life so far. No doubt about it. The whole thing that happened. Even because I had a lot of hard times for that fight. I got really sick. Um, is a thing that it don't used to happen with me. I think I got sick only twice in my career in the fight week. It was in Japan. It was in my in the fight before Neiman against Levancho Kelly.
Hmm.
Was the only time that I got sick. So I had a hard times to perform, to even to sleep, to cut weight and all that things. And the way that I finished the fight, after the fight, the Japanese fans, I see my family out there, was really a special moment. I will never forget.
Yeah, of course, man. Very cool to be a part of. And so, with that in mind, Goichi, I'm going to lay out a scenario here for you, hypothetical. Obviously at welterweight now and
Go
feeling
ahead.
great, but I got to wonder, like, let's say Bellator allowed you to, go over to Rise and have a fight. Let's say they offer you something. They have their lightweight champion right now. I'm sure you're familiar with Roberto Satoshi de Souza, who's doing quite well. Fantastic Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu practitioner himself. If Ryzen offered you a title fight against him at lightweight, would you go and try and capture that belt, then come back, maybe get the Bellator title? Is that something you'd be open to?
100%, 100%. I would, I would 100%. Just give me 2 months to cut the weight. I will accept this fight for sure, for sure. I would love to fight it.
Yeah, I mean, maybe could get it on the New Year's show. Japan does the big New Year's Eve show. Is always fun.
I hope your predictions really happen.
All right, I'll talk to him for you. I'll put in a good word.
Oh yeah,
see what,
thank you.
yeah, see what we can do. But yeah, Roberto,
Please.
yes, great guy. I've talked to
Yeah.
him a couple of times too, and always fun to talk jujitsu with him, and his favorite submissions and whatnot. He's got some good ones. So for you, Goichi, I want to ask you, like, do you have a favorite submission too? Is there something you kind of like, a certain technique that you're fond of the most?
I think it's a real naked choke. My game was developed to do that. We spoke a lot about this in the fight week. They were talking about John Danner system leg locks because it's where Neiman Gracie come from, and my style to grapple. And my coach used to teach me that the best position in jiu-jitsu, of course, this is how to say, this is a dogma. This is a thing that jiu-jitsu, not just jiu-jitsu, but any martial arts, they change a lot with the time. They develop with the time. The athletes get better. They found new things. But in that time, I learned that taking the back and finish with in the back is the best way to be a jiu-jitsu fighter. So this is the way I fight. This is the way I like to finish the fights. This is my signature, rear naked choke.
Yeah, a good one indeed, man. I believe that's what Roberto said his favorite is as well. I think he had a very similar thought process there. So you can't go wrong with taking the back, right?
Yeah, that's the best position. But my coach used to say, if you don't get the back, you get at least the 2 points of the sweep. So and put in an attack position, and the guy will get scared of you. They don't want to give you back, but you're going to have some good position after that. So that yeah, it makes sense to me.
Yes, indeed, man. And it works more often than not for sure. So, all right, I want to give you a tough question here too, Goichi. Kind of a time machine question, right? If you could go back in time right now and talk to yourself when you were starting out in MMA, what would be the best advice that you'd give yourself?
Read books.
Read books? Okay.
Read books. Read a lot of books. All kind of books. Self-help, philosophy, psychologist. Yeah, develop yourself. Develop not just the physical part of going to the gym, working hard, but develop what you have in your mind, and the most important, your heart, your spirit. This is what made a champion. I think that's what I believe today. At least it's not too much about what you do in the physical world, but what you do in this world. This is the most important thing. That's the only thing that matters.
I love that, man. That's I totally agree. Got to have that strong mind, strong spirit, all that good stuff. And so, do you have any book recommendations then? Something that you think everybody should read, or a favorite book of yours?
Wow, that's a good question. I like to share my books. Today I study and read a lot of books, but I would start with, with the science of success, like guys like Napoleon Hill. Even philosophy is really important to understand. If you want to understand martial arts, you got to go to Plato, Socrates. You got to understand what the kind of thinking that we have today. It's so important. I know sometimes it's so boring. It's so hard to understand what they say, but that's the point of the philosophy. Make you think. You got to think about everything that you do, why you do what you do. That's really important. So I would recommend some good quality philosophy, all kind of philosophy, and some science of success.
Yes, love it, man. So there we go. I'll have to dig into some myself. So appreciate that. And so, I mean, reading, always good to get into those, man. But do you have any other hobbies or things outside MMA that, you're passionate about?
Yeah, I spend time with my friends, my family, eating some good food, and read books and sleep. That's what I like to do. I'm not, I don't need too much to be happy, to have fun. I just I'm stick to the basics. I don't like too much.
I mean, since you mentioned food, you can't go wrong there. So I got to know, like, what's the first thing that you go to after the fight's over and you can enjoy yourself a little bit?
This is not my probably it's not my favorite food, but I don't know why this is a kind of a tradition. Always after the fight, we eat pizza.
Okay.
Yeah. The night always ended up with pizza. It's like a tradition. Sometimes I try to look for other things, but it's like the last time I was like, okay, we're going to eat good, right? Yeah. So then the restaurant of the hotel was done. It was closed. They were closed. Then I tried to find it in the food app something to eat. All stores was closed, and guess what? There's only one thing to eat: pizza. So it's always ended up in pizza. I will give it up. I'm not gonna try to find anything new. I think it's a kind of a tradition.
Yeah.
Some pepperoni and Coke.
Got to keep it going now. It's like if you break that, it might be bad luck.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, can't beat a good pizza though, man. So that is definitely always a good one. Indulge a little bit, but all right, Goichi. Well, I've kept you for a good amount of time. I appreciate it so much, man. It's great getting to chat with you for the first time. Always love watching your fights, and I cannot wait to see what's next for you. We'll see if we can get that RIZIN thing happening. I'll put in a good word, like I said, but whatever happens next, man, I think we'll be, you'll do great. So I appreciate you, and congrats again,
Thank you
man.
so much, Ray.
Yes. Thank you,
Thank you
Goiti.
so much. I appreciate that.